let me. So, everyone today is trying to be healthier, eat better, think better, work out more, do all the right things. But why do so many of us still feel off? Well, maybe wellness isn't something we need to add to our lives, but it's something we need to return to. Hello, everyone. I'm Anjana, and this is Radiate Happiness. So, today's conversation is special to me because it's with somebody whose journey I deeply respect and who I also have the joy of calling a friend. So, Prerna has spent over 2 decades guiding people to detox, including me, by the way, find balance, and reconnect with themselves through holistic living. But today, this isn't just about wellness routines in life. This is about feeling well from within, feeling light, feeling aligned. So let's take a deep breath, maybe get ourselves a cup of tea or coffee, and get into this beautiful conversation. So, welcome, Prerna. So lovely to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me, Anjana. It's so lovely to see you.
So, Prerna, there are so many. Let's start with the basic thing, which is there are so many trends there today, wellness
Mhm.
trends. So, what does wellness mean to you beyond all these trends?
Well, I always tell everyone, you need to always think about what can I sustain rather than following a trend. And sustainability is so important when it comes to well-being. Because if you are constantly stressed about, oh, I have to eat only this, or I have to work out at this time, you are constantly under pressure and stress. So that's not going to help your well being. So every time people ask me, oh, what diet should I follow? I tell them it's very personal. Like for me, I'm plant-based, but I don't ask my clients to go totally plant-based. It's totally up to you, what works for you. So there's no such thing as trend, but everybody needs to find what makes them happy. That's what I think is missing.
That's very true. Absolutely. So, was there one like shift to something? What is it? What is the moment in your life that actually brought you onto this holistic path?
Well, actually, it was my mom's health
Oh,
that made me get into this path. So when I was 16, my mom got diagnosed with something that we couldn't figure out. The doctor was like, we don't know what to do with her. We can't help her. So at that time, I was, you know, determined to feel like, all right, I'm going to help my mom. It can be food, it can be yoga, whatever. So that's what made me get into it. So I started very young, and it was because of my mom. Yeah.
amazing. That's really blessed, in fact.
Yeah.
So, you know, coming back to, I know you've worked with so many people, right? So many
Hmm.
different people from different walks of life. What do you
Yeah.
think is the one common thing that everybody's really searching for? What do you think is missing as far as
Peace of
wellness
mind.
is?
Peace of mind.
So true. So true. I mean, that's so bang on. Absolutely.
Yeah,
You know,
because everybody's, trying to, they're chasing something or the other. They're either chasing money, chasing relationship, chasing next big thing, but they have really disconnected from self and source. That's where we find a lot of people feeling lost.
mhm.
And when we feel lost and not connected to ourselves, no matter what you do, no matter what diet you are on, no matter how many supplements you're taking, you're not going to find that peace. And I think that's what majority of us are missing.
I guess that's the reason when you see so many people look so healthy on the outside, but there's something
Mm,
that's missing within. Is it, I guess, peace
yeah,
of mind is definitely one of them, really.
yeah.
You
And
know,
just and connection with self.
yeah. I hope before we finish, you're going to give us many tips on all of these.
For
So tell
sure.
me, what do you, how, you said peace of mind. So
Mhm.
what role does the mind actually play? From your experience, right? What role does
Mhm.
the mind actually play in our physical health?
Everything. Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay. So let's say you are stressed out about something. Your body is going to produce stress hormones. That
Hmm.
stress hormone is going to downregulate your immune system. It's going to affect your digestive system. It's going to affect your sleep cycle. So you're not going to be able to digest the food that you're going to consume. So you're not getting the nutrients. You're not sleeping. So regeneration, detoxification is not happening because you're not sleeping properly. So it's going to affect everything. So when there is less nutrients in your body, your brain's not going to function. You're not going to sleep properly. So you're going to have brain fog. You might even be cranky because you're not sleeping. So it's affecting everything. So people say, oh, stress is something that's very normal. But what I feel nowadays is it's become a trend to say that I'm stressed out. Everybody's saying, oh, I'm so stressed. It's like a thing to say.
That's the new trend, is it?
Like if you
Yes.
see everybody like, I'm so stressed, I'm so
It is true.
busy.
Yeah, it is true. Very true, really.
All
I wonder,
right.
whoa, I mean, are people really stressed, or is it just something people have gotten used to saying? I'm actually just thinking about it. Is it just, or have times become so much more stressful? Or we are
I think so,
creating that much
maybe.
more stress in our lives?
I think both. I think both. We are creating unnecessary stress for
Yeah,
sure.
for
People are
sure.
even looking at their Instagram and comparing themselves with their
Yes.
friends and causing stress. So it might be something so small, but yeah, people are just causing unnecessary stress, and we've totally disconnected from nature, our rhythm, our balance. So sometimes I feel it's so unnecessary that we are just running after things, not creating memories,
Yeah.
and thinking, oh, I'm going to achieve the next big thing and then I'm going to be happy. So yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
are
know,
in
we
kind of a
speak a lot
mess.
about this too. It's a lot of what I discuss on my podcast too, just being disconnected from ourselves, you know. But tell
Mm.
me, Prerna, if, like you're just saying, it's just about people being out of balance, for example, when, if somebody is completely out of balance, what would you say is a simple way for them to reconnect to themselves? Now, very often I've heard people say nature. Now, let's be honest. I mean, you're lucky you live in Nepal, and I'm sure you're surrounded by gorgeous nature. But not everyone is. A lot of people live in cities, and things like that. So, what is something practical that somebody could do? What would you suggest where they begin to just connect back to themselves?
A disconnect from social media
Well,
first.
then they won't watch you and me, Prerna, if they disconnect from social media.
But we're trying to help them, so
I
come
know.
back later. Come back later. But for now, disconnect from social media. Try to
Mhm.
connect with yourself. Breathing is the simplest thing that you can start doing anywhere, and it just takes 5 minutes for you to come back to yourself.
That's true. That's
Most of the
so,
time, we are just breathing from here, shallow
yeah,
breathing,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
I always ask people to make sure that they are consciously breathing. When was the last time, you
yeah.
know, you were breathing consciously for one entire day? We don't do that. Maybe when you
It's
do the pranayam.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Actually, it's only during pranayam that you're actually conscious of your breathing. I think for me,
Yeah.
even though I said no nature, I started doing my regular walk. I mean, doing my morning walks recently. And that is something that's just completely changed the way I feel, because
Yeah.
you're disconnected from social media, disconnected from the world, and you're just looking at whatever's around you. It's just
Yeah, and
simple.
I always feel like, I've given this example many times. There is this thing about instrument. You know, when you're playing an instrument, we say, I'm
Mm-hmm.
tuning the instrument so that you can play the instrument, right? Even if you are an amazing guitarist, if the guitar is not tuned,
Yeah,
it's not going
it's
to play that melody.
yeah.
So we are in this world, today's world, where we are constantly tuned out, external, right? We are tuned out and we are not tuned in. So it's tuning in. And once you're tuned in, you can really create harmony within. And that's what's going to come out, whatever is within is going to be your reality. There's this saying, so as within, so without, as above, so
Below. Yeah.
below. So our internal is basically the mirror of whatever we see externally. So if we're disconnected, then obviously, we're going to have health issues, mental, emotional, everything.
Yeah, that's right. So how do we simplify wellness, Prerna? There's so much information out there. I've been on the path for like 20 years, and there's just so much stuff that keeps coming out. And I just wonder, when someone has that much information given to them, how do we just simplify wellness into, I know you said, like, okay, there's peace of mind, there's breathing, there's that. But when we look at the overall wellness, how would you simplify overall wellness?
Okay. Come back to basics. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure that you're sleeping on time. Eat whole foods, not processed foods. Connect with self and higher self. Just do that. Start with basics.
So would these be like a few daily non-negotiables for to
Yeah.
live a nice balanced life? Would
Yeah.
you say other like non-negotiables? Would these be those?
Mm, yeah. And of course, move your body.
Yeah.
That's another non-negotiable. You really need to move your body. So yeah, move your body, hydrate, sleep on time, eat whole foods, connect to self and God. 5 things. That's it.
Wow.
Start from
Yeah.
there. Don't overthink. Don't think I need to be on a keto diet or a carnivore diet or a plant-based diet. I need to take these supplements. Forget about all of that thing. Just eat good food, home cooked meals, whole foods. That's it.
But
Don't
today,
overthink.
now that you said supplements, I suddenly thought of something. You say supplements don't, but today there are so many supplements that have come out for people to take. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to take one and talked about it because I know I just had a conversation recently, in fact, with my son. Berberine. Okay. And everyone says berberine is really something that's great for you and you must have it. It helps you with your metabolic system and this and this and that and that. And I'm like, okay. So I'm guessing and presuming that all these new age medicines, is that what I call them? The new age medicines
You
that
can
are
call
coming
them
out are
that.
just coming out to help us with longevity. So then there are some supplements that are really important for us too.
Mhm. So uh, everybody is different. Okay. You might be eating variety of food and you might be getting all the nutrients, all the micros and the macros and all the minerals. You might be getting that. Someone who's working and not eating the right kind of food and not paying so much attention to what they're consuming on a daily basis, supplements are great. I always ask people to make sure that they are eating their food and getting the nutrients from food rather than depending on the supplements. You
Mm-hmm.
can
Yeah.
be getting multivitamins, but what I really believe is you need to get those in full forms from food rather than just supplementing certain
Yeah.
things. Yes, and like I said, everybody is different. So if you have really chronic inflammation, yes, you might need to do some supplementation. If you have gut lining that needs repair, yes, I would ask you to take L-glutamine or some other things. So it
Yeah.
totally depends on what your body is going through. So you can't just be saying, "Oh, I saw this advert or
Yeah.
some
I got that.
influencer saying this is good for me. You should try it." Don't do that. Go see someone who actually understands what's good for you, because we need
Yeah.
experts to tell you what you need and what you don't need. So just don't jump into this thing of, oh yeah, the supplement and this peptide. Now that's the new thing that's happening.
No, and the new thing
So,
that's happening is the expert is ChatGPT. I've seen people say, well, I've done all the research and ChatGPT or Grok has told me I need to take berberine before my meal. And I'm like, are you guys serious? I've actually heard this. Instead of going to a professional like you, they're actually asking ChatGPT
well,
what, like,
ChatGPT is very helpful.
of
I
course it
would,
is.
but ChatGPT does not know your history, your rhythm, your how you're sleeping, eating. Everything is so personal. Like what you have been through, I haven't been through that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You might have had surgeries that I might not have had. I might have
yeah.
gone through really stressful time. So your body requires totally different things. ChatGPT, yes, information. So before we used to say, oh, there are Google doctors. Now there are
Yeah.
ChatGPT doctors. So just
Really.
that, I think.
So tell me what do you think that people think about wellness that's not really true? That's not true. Like what is it that a lot of people say, oh, this is wellness. But what, according to you, is it, what do people think wellness is? That's not actually
Mhm.
true.
Well, again, it's personal and something might work for me, something might not work for you. But
Yeah.
what I've seen in most of my clients is when they start becoming very rigid about things, that's not wellness. Okay.
Mhm.
When you are saying, I need to sleep at 10 o'clock, I need to wake up at 5:30, I need to make sure I take cold showers, this, that, that's not wellness. Your nervous system needs to be calm. You need to make sure that you're regulated. And we have this flow, especially women. We go through this flow, and we can't always be sticking to some strict routines and diets, because you have to be as flexible as possible, because that's how you regulate your nervous system. So I see even men can regulate themselves easily, but when they are very, very strict about their routine, they're not doing
Uh-huh.
well, because that's stressing them out as well.
Wow. Wow, I never
So
looked
I
at it
think,
that way.
yeah, so a lot of times people think wellness should be like a structure, but I
Yeah.
feel it's a personal flow, and whatever you're going through, just be able to manage it better. And when you start tuning in, like we spoke about earlier, it becomes easier. You start listening to yourself. That's important.
So, what's the one mistake then you think people make when trying to be healthy, other than being rigid with themselves? When we're talking about just to be healthy, is it just rigidity, or do you think there's a common mistake you find in people you work with?
Common mistake would be trying to take everything, trying to add in too many things. taking all the supplements, going to Pilates, going to working out too much can also be a bad thing for a lot of people, especially women again. People think I need to work out every day. Yes, you need to move, but don't overwork yourself. So the common mistake or the biggest mistake that I see nowadays is overworked and undernourished and not rested enough so that your nervous system is again regulated.
Well, I think this is a really interesting bit, Prerna. What is too much of a workout? Okay, I definitely don't overwork out, but I would love to know because I'm really, no, I'm at that phase right now where, it's really important for me. I'm saying I must get my steps in every day. I must get some strength in every day. And then I have my aura ring saying, okay, you need to take a rest day. And I'm like, really? But so it's really valid for me as we're chatting
Yeah.
today. I would love to hear what do you feel? Because then there's also, if you work out so much, you're like, I can't eat this. It's so fattening. I'm like, it's just, but I am working out, so I
So
can
isn't
eat
that
it.
stress?
Yeah,
Isn't that stress?
exactly. Absolutely, absolutely. Wow. So there
Right?
is,
So listen to your body. That's what I always ask people to do. Don't listen to what the other person is telling you. Sometimes you should not even listen to your trainer. They don't know what you are going through. You might be going through a very stressful time at work, and that
Mm,
might be taking a lot of energy from you. So you might need to conserve your energy. Yes, move, but conserve your energy so that you can think better. And when it comes to working out, what I personally do and ask my clients to do is variety is the key, just like food. I
mhm.
do yoga. I just told you I was climbing walls before I
Yeah.
came here. So, climbing walls, it can be resistance training. I love gardening, and that's a
Oh,
lot of working out, right? So, when you're lifting, I love real life workout rather than just doing some weights. So make sure that you're more flexible and fluid and not just, yeah, I'm taking my steps and again, too
yeah,
much.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I've been doing. Just need to get my steps in. Yeah,
Yeah, get the steps in. But
yeah,
the thing is, if you're just worried about making that steps done or completing that step, you're down regulating your nervous system. So is it helping you or
no,
is it actually working against you?
again, definitely working.
All
So,
right.
no, it's so true. I never look. So, what would a day of wellness? So I understand it for myself also.
Mhm.
What does a day of wellness look like for you? Like,
Oh,
what's
it's
the,
different. It's different every day.
yeah,
Yeah, it can't be the same.
you know,
Every day is I love going out in nature. So I ride my bike, I go out in nature, I go for a long hike. That can be an amazing wellness day for me because I'm out in nature. Or I went out climbing, I moved my body, hung out with my friends, socializing, very important. That's another wellness. I have my garden, working in my garden, getting all the microbes in, getting some grounding, playing with the soil. That's wellness. Meditation. So, I don't think you have to put yourself in a box and think, oh, that's wellness. I party like anything. I can dance from 11 o'clock till 6 in the morning. For me, that's
wow.
important. And I don't drink. And everyone's like, how do you do that? It's because I don't drink and I love to dance. Right. So that's wellness for me because it
Yeah.
makes my soul happy.
Oh, it's amazing. So let's move to this side and tell me what, other than dancing, now that you've told me you love dancing, what
Love
brings
it.
you joy? Even I love it, by the way. What brings you joy in the simplest way? Actually, we need to set up a dance class. Come on. A wellness dance. Why don't we have wellness dancing? You have
Yeah, we
all
do have
workouts
it.
and all that. We have all these workouts and stuff like that. Why can't we set up a lovely wellness dancing routine? It'll be
Yeah.
amazing. Okay.
On my Whoop thing, I have more dance than anything else because I'm like, I'm up and when I wake up, I'm like dancing. I love it. It makes my soul happy. It makes
Yes.
everybody around you happy because you're radiating happiness,
No,
right?
absolutely radiating happiness and love that. So tell me, so other than dancing, what brings you joy in the simplest way?
Oh, so many things.
Share it
Getting to
out.
talk to people, connecting with people. I love giving workshops. When
Uh,
I see transformation in my clients, that brings me so much joy. Like I am not even kidding. That's why I've been doing this for the last 25 years. The kind of shifts that I get to see in people, that
yes.
brings me joy. Playing with my babies, fur babies, that brings
Oh,
me joy. So many things. Climbing, riding my bike, going on long drives, watching the sunset, beach, walking. Oh, if you just
everything.
ask me, I'll go on and on and on. So yeah, I love adventure.
Yeah.
There are so many
So,
waterfalls around in
oh, love.
Kathmandu. So yeah, just finding a nice waterfall brings me so much joy.
Oh, what you said sounds really. So on the other
Yeah,
hand, now if life feels overwhelming, right? What grounds you? What would you do to ground yourself?
all
Because
these
sometimes you're
things,
like, sorry,
all these things that I just said.
but now what if you can't? I mean, sometimes when you're in that state when you can't get yourself out of it, what do you do to pull yourself out of it?
Okay, this will be very easy, and I think everybody will enjoy this. All you have to do is, okay, let's try this together. Okay, Anjana, I'm sure you've done this before with me. So look up and smile, okay? Like this, smile, look up. Try to
Yeah.
think of a negative thought. Can you think of a negative thought?
No.
No. Well, there you go.
Oh my God, that's awesome. I love it.
All you gotta do is look up and smile, and instantly you can't think of negative thought because your body and your mind are connected. And you're smiling and looking up, you're opening up. That's it. That's what you gotta do. Connect with your body and smile.
Wow. So actually, I was just going to ask you if someone's feeling really low and disconnected, what would you gently tell them? I'm like, I think this is exactly what anybody and everybody could
Yes,
try and do, right?
the simplest
Yeah.
thing.
So I want you to complete a simple thing for me, okay?
Okay.
Happiness is.
Happiness is living life.
Awesome. I love that. Absolutely.
I
And
feel people are so fearful of living nowadays.
it is true because we're so caught up. I think, I was having this an online workshop recently, and I said we've stopped living life because we're living life for other people. Oh, what will this one think? And they're doing this, so I should do this, and I can't do this. It's just it's comparison. You're just comparing yourself to other people. You're scared of
All the time.
judgments. I'm like, we're living our life. We've stopped living our lives for ourselves. I think half the time we live our life for social media, if you ask me.
Yeah, exactly. The most unconventional people are the happiest people. We are not
Mm,
worried about anything. Very few people who are very close to me. I mean, my friends, they see the kind of life that I live in. They're like, Prerna, we can't ever put a finger on and say, this is the type of person you are. Like I said, I love dancing. I can go out clubbing. I go out
yeah,
in nature. I meditate. You need to have that variety in your life. That's the spice. So you can't have oats every day, can you?
yeah, yeah.
You
It's
want
true.
all these different variety of food and all these things. So in the exact same way, if you are making sure that you are creating magic moments, adventure, you will come to a point where you stop worrying about what other people are going to say about you. You know, and
Yeah.
that's when you find peace, I think.
No, you actually, you're so right. I mean, we all go through experiences where we let other people, I mean, in a way, they're running our lives because we're living our lives for what they expect out of us, you know?
Mm,
And I think, I mean, I must say, I love social media because we can send messages like this out. I love this angle, this aspect of social media, I absolutely love, okay? Because I think we're reaching out to people everywhere. But what I don't like is when the comparisons come in. And that
yeah,
aspect of social media is just you're scared of being judged, just, you're comparing, you're upset, you're jealous. It's very rare that you see. In fact, I have this thing, and very often my sisters shout at me, and I'm like, guys, don't post so much on social media. The world does not need to know what's happening in your life. But that's my
exactly.
belief, and I can't judge. I mean, but that's like I said, that's my belief, so I can't keep telling them stop doing what they enjoy doing. You know?
Yeah. It's like I think social media is just a tool, you know, it's like electricity.
Yeah.
You can use electricity to light your room or kill someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So depends on what you're using electricity for. You can charge your car, you can charge your phone, use it for so many other things, but you can also kill and use it for really bad stuff. So everything totally depends on how you use it,
Yeah.
right?
It's
So
very.
food can be medicine, but food can also be poison.
Yeah. Why? Oh, on that note, tell me, I want to ask you, what's your take on dairy or gluten?
Okay.
I just want to
Dairy
hear
is not for human consumption,
not
that's for
even
sure.
cheese, not even cheese. But what about all these kefir yogurt and all these new things that have come out? Very supposed to be good for you.
Okay, I truly believe in ahimsa. I truly believe and follow the path of ahimsa. So when you are on the path of ahimsa, you are making sure that you're not hurting another being in the process of living. So when you are thinking of consuming milk, any milk product, you are hurting a mother cow and her calf in the process. So if you understand energy in any form,
Yeah. Yeah.
the pain, the suffering, all of that comes through that milk and you are putting it in your body. So now you decide what's good for you and what you would like to do with it. Me personally, I stick to things that are sattvic or does not
Yeah.
contain any, you know, animal foods. So that's that for milk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
scientifically, also, it's actually not good for your body.
Yeah.
Milk is very acidic, so every time you consume it, your body tries to make your body more alkaline. To make your body alkaline, it needs to take the bicarbonate from your bones. So it's basically taking out bicarbonates, right? And making it alkaline. So is it hurting your body or is it giving you anything?
And here we think it's good calcium for us.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
we
not,
think. Yeah, absolutely. But
right?
and you have a take on like almond milk or cashew milk or any of the other ones, which are not milk. I mean, it's made from almond or oats or cashew, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So I do consume all of that myself.
Okay,
I, I,
okay.
I prefer that to cow's milk.
Yeah, even I
Uh,
mean, I don't use normal milk. I've just been having this. So just wondering what your take on that was. That's interesting. And gluten. Do you
so
have a take on that?
gluten, okay, gluten when consumed produces this protein called zonulin. So when we consume gluten, our body produces this protein called zonulin, which then makes our gut lining permeable. If you consume gluten every day, then your gut lining does not get the time to heal and the lining becomes permeable, so the undigested food particles goes into your bloodstream, causing inflammation and everything. But if, let's say, for instance, you're having once a week or something like that, it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, if you overdo it, then it's bad.
Right.
You will never see me saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna have gluten," but I'll make sure that I'm not consuming it every day.
Yeah.
So your
Okay.
gut lining heals in 5 days. You give
Wow.
it time. Yeah, our
That's
body is
it?
amazing. Yeah, 5 days is all it needs. But what do? We put in all the things that's messing it up or hurting it. So that's why we don't heal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so gluten is something that I don't avoid, but I don't
Yeah.
have it every day.
Yeah. I've been avoiding it. That's because I get a bit of bloat when I have it. So I've just kind of cut it out completely.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, tell me, what's one small step towards wellness? Give me one that we can share with everybody. What is the ones I love the one you gave me about, but that's more about your mind, right? The one about looking up and smiling. So if you look at as an overall, or what is the one piece of advice you could give people? I know you've given so much. Now I'm trying to ask how to ask this question. You said so many different ones, and I'm like, but she's going to say one of those. So
Okay,
what is
one
what?
thing
Yeah.
step towards well-being or health.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you love your husband?
Yes.
Do you love your sons?
Yes.
And now your grandchild?
Yes.
And you do anything for them?
Of course I would.
Then start taking care of yourself first.
That's a very good one.
We say we'll do everything and anything for my family, anything.
Yeah.
Start
Yeah.
taking care of yourself first. Be healthy
Yeah.
so that you can serve them better. You can't serve
Absolutely.
anybody if you're not healthy.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness. I love it. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Prerna. It was just I'm going to do this again with you in a couple of months. I just feel there's so much you can share with people. And I mean,
Thanks.
we've just literally, it's like we've scraped the top right now. And there's so much more I want to ask you, and I want to take it one step at a time.
Mhm.
But I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for being with me.
Thank you
And
for having me.
oh, and for everyone who's watching us and listening, I hope this conversation reminded you that just like happiness, you don't have to chase wellness because it's already there within you.
Mhm.
Sometimes we just need to slow down, listen a little more deeply, and come back to ourselves. So, if this episode resonated with you, please share it with somebody who you feel would benefit from it or maybe needs a gentle reminder about wellness. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a review, a good review, please, and stay connected because we're in this journey together. So, until next time, keep choosing yourself first, like Prerna just said. Trust your inner voice and keep radiating happiness. Okay, I'm going to